Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. I am your host Alex, and today we're diving into a filing that is all about keeping investors informed. So get ready for some serious insights from Worthington Enterprises Incorporated. But before we dive in, if you enjoy getting the real story behind the corporate filings without the jargon, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord, linked in the description below, where we unpack these things further. So, what exactly is this document? It is a current report filed whenever a company has some really important news that could affect its investors. Think of it as a company's way of saying, hey, listen up, this is happening. Worthington Enterprises Incorporated is letting us know about some important presentations they've been involved in. The big news here is that on the 14th of January 2026, Worthington Enterprises Incorporated, or the company as they call it, was presenting at the CJS Securities 26th Annual New Ideas for the New Year conference. Now, this is a pretty standard move for companies that want to share their outlook and strategy with investors and analysts. They've made the presentation materials available, and get this, they've even provided a transcript of the entire presentation. This is great for us because it means we can go through exactly what they said and what they showed. When we look at the materials from this presentation, which are attached as Exhibit 99.1, we're basically getting a snapshot of the company's current thinking. Think of it like the company giving you a guided tour of its business, highlighting where it is strong, where it is headed, and what opportunities it sees. These kinds of presentations usually cover things like their financial performance, their strategic goals, and what they expect for the future. And then we have Exhibit 99.2, the transcript. This is where we can really dig in. It is like listening to the company executives themselves explain their vision. They're likely talking about their market position, any new products or initiatives, and how they plan to grow. For us, this is a treasure trove of information to understand their business operations and future outlook. Now, Worthington Enterprises Incorporated is a company with a history. They've been around for a while, involved in various industries. When they present at these conferences, they're not just talking about the present, they're projecting into the future. They want to show investors why they believe the company is a good investment. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of what they might have said, it is really important to look at their safe harbor statement. This is a standard legal disclaimer that companies use. Basically, it says that while they're sharing their expectations for the future, things might not turn out exactly as planned. They're telling us that they're using terms like believe, expect, and anticipate, and that actual results could be quite different due to various risks. This is super important because it means we need to take everything they say with a grain of salt and understand that the future is uncertain. They list a whole bunch of things that could affect their business. We're talking about things like the global economy, interest rates, trade policies, oil prices, and even supply chain disruptions. They're being upfront about the challenges they foresee. They mention things like the impact of tariffs, trade wars, and changes in trade regulations. They also talk about volatility in raw material prices, especially steel, which is a big deal for a company like Worthington, and it's not just external factors. They're also looking inward. They talk about improving efficiency, managing costs, and the integration of new businesses. They're preparing us for the fact that not everything will go perfectly, and that there are always risks involved in running a large business in today's world. They even mention risks related to cybersecurity and privacy laws. It is a pretty comprehensive list of potential hurdles. The rest of the filing basically confirms that they're providing these exhibits, the presentation materials, and the transcript as part of their regulatory disclosure. It is all about transparency. They're giving investors the information they need. What does this all mean for Worthington Enterprises Incorporated? Well, the act of presenting at a conference like this signals that the company is actively engaging with the investment community. They are trying to manage expectations and paint a positive picture of their future. The detailed safe harbor statement, while legally required, also tells us that they are acutely aware of the many external forces that could impact their business, from global economic shifts to specific industry challenges. From my perspective, companies that put out this much information, especially a full transcript, are trying to be as open as possible. This can be a sign of confidence, or it can be a way to preemptively address potential investor concerns by explaining away future challenges. The true test, however, will be in their future financial reports and how they navigate the risks they've so clearly outlined. They appear to be focused on strategic growth and operational efficiency, but the broader economic climate and specific industry headwinds they operate in, like the fluctuating price of steel, will definitely be key factors to watch. Alright, That's our breakdown of this particular filing from Worthington Enterprises Incorporated. What's your take on their strategy and the risks they've highlighted? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive useful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate decoder sessions. And don't forget to join our Discord community in the description for even more insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.